A little slow getting out for warm-ups this morning and a little bit late getting this one started, but finally we'll get some hockey here in Canton Ice House's Red Rink. The final day of this JWHL Canton weekend. It's a U19 matchup. It is Mount Academy and North American Hockey Academy, and we are underway as Mount will sling it off the wall. Quickly chased back down, defensive ice on the North American side. Sophie Klein trying to shuffle it to these near boards. Quinn Taylor, the Boston U commit, couldn't clear the zone. So Mount quick working, and that thrown wide by Griette. Mount Academy left to right in this first period of action, and North American traveling from right to left. You got Mount out there in those black tops. They got the white numbers, a little bit of red to them. And for North American, of course, the whites with the blue numbers and blue letters. And also the red representing, of course, the American colors. Taylor will scoot into the zone, back beyond the right circle, leads to the high slot, left wing circle, tries for the shot, and popped it off the crossbar. That would have been huge to open the scoring less than a minute in, especially after they were the last team to take the ice this morning. So Mount makes their first change. Taylor, the lone starter to stay on the ice as well. Yeah, Bowie put it off the boards and now flicked it on the backhand right back to her. Bowie shot it through center, and now North American, it's Height playing it up ice. Kicks around now across center. Racing for that one was Deanna Morton, a returner for this team. Right side of the net, and that one's going to get loose. This could end up being a critical game down the stretch front in the JWHL 19U standings. Was looking at them this morning after the way this weekend's gone. This is the third and fourth place game right now, and of course the NAHA group with 2 more games played. They are 6-3-1 and have an overtime loss, and Mount Academy is 6-3 across their 9 games. 14 points as opposed to the 12, with Northwood and Stansted having a firm hold on the 1 and 2 spots. Floated over the blue line, and now Mount will shift up their defense. Lefebvre check it around for this one in the corner. Toth was trying to get it loose. Here's a quick dart to the net, and not going to have a shot. Back beyond the left wing circle, Lefebvre drifts, got picked off right in front, and the backhand comes off the wall, and here's a chance coming the other way. Polini races through, and she tried to go bar down. Instead, Polini now going to be tied up along the wall and it taken away. McDougall trying to work up ice. Lefebvre chips that across the stripe, and now once again Mount will change. North American trying to do the same. Mealing over the blue line, back beyond the right side circle, feeding across ice. Oh, what a stop. In the Mount net this morning, it's Allison Blanchard. Blanchard, the 2026 goalkeeper. Taylor, that's wrapped in front. That's off by Blanchard, and we'll get a whistle. 16:54 to go, period number 1. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off coming up here for North American Hockey Academy. Looking at how this weekend has gone for them, on Friday, they tied Rothstein Netherwood 3-3. Beat them in their second matchup of the day, 3-1. They lost to Stansted 4-2 yesterday in what was a very exciting game. And now, of course, this is their 4th of 4 here this weekend. So, pretty good weekend, all things considered, for Tony Miano's top club. Quinn Taylor, again beyond center, trying to leave it up the gut, dropped right back to her. Taylor, the captain, the backhand, off the shoulder. Blanchard with the denier on the doorstep. Quick hustle, and Taylor comes back and pulls that one aside. And Shard will force it off the wall, and now they'll complete the change. North American Hockey Academy calls themselves the Brain Hawks, so if you hear me say Brain Hawks, that's who I'm talking about. Grave tracks this one down herself to the left of the goal, wrapped in front, and they score. Pass off the wall to the net front. Finds Corgan Smockett. And it is 1-0 Mount Academy. So time on that goal going to be 4:11. So we're quickly moving right along here this morning after getting action. Pepe forced to come back in her own zone. Had a hat trick last night. Corrigan Smockett now plays it in deep, and it'll change right after getting into offensive territory. McNeil dropping beyond center. Herring forcing it deep up ice. About to grab that one goes Kate Loiter. Lobiser on the backhand. Track bet down by Broughton. Murphy watches that. As there's circle on out across center. Broughton will take a couple of hops in the circle. That hits the glass. Broughton can't hold it down. Mitzi on a wheel and deal. And had it stolen aside, so she gave it right away at the blue line. Zap shot comes wide. Mealing beyond the right side circle. Trying to find an opportunity there, but track back down behind the cage. McNeil stolen away again, far side. Mount's been pretty sloppy here to give ups early on. They do, though, hold a 1-0 lead. And Coogan Smock it with a lone goal if you're just tuning in. Bashed off the wall and now rides the side rail. I tracked that back down was Gruber. Up and towards the blue line, here they come. Little 2-on-2 action. Back beyond the left side circle, the drag and glove stop. So Abby Richardson got denied. Blanchard laid it right back down in play though. Mandeville coming up ice. And up the gut here, Richardson. Works the left wing board, shooting it in behind the end line. Up front. High slot, and 2 saves there for Blanchard. Use the shoulder and then the pads. Height to Mandeville, and Mandeville goes down at the line. Taylor able to stay onside. The shot, and paddle save. And not a ping pong paddle. We don't play ping pong on Sunday morning. It's just hockey. In a circle, that'll come through neutral. Break into the goal, and that squeaks in top shelf. Abby Richardson going to tie this game at 1 apiece. So time on that's going to be 7:06. And again, we are now tied at 1 inside Canton Ice House's red rink. It's the rink that Curry College plays on. Pretty good. Bunch of seats here. A lot of high school games that played on this rink too. Northeast Generals use this rink. That one will be put over the center line. Reve throws a little hit. Back and forth. Tegan Flood over center. Squirts over through the circle. Tries to find that centering look. Flood now mishandles. Gallops away. Murphy inside the blue line. It's behind the goal line. Fast out to the circle. Lobiser couldn't steer it home. Off the wall, they'll keep it in. Nobody home in front of the net. Rive trying to drag it up ice. Instead, North American still able to hold the zone. Certainly played the better end of these first 8.5 minutes. Spent a lot of time on the Mount defensive half of the ice. That's bashed off the wall, now waiting at the red line. Into the zone, here's a little bit of space. Mealing. Force feeding it in front of her. That comes free. And now chase back down the other way, and finally a tired Mount group able to get off. Gruber sprays up a little bit of ice. Trying to drop that one off back door was Polanyi. She had a goal yesterday in that Stansted College loss. 2-on-2 board battle action. North American sending a third to this pile. Jockeying around for some space, and finally grabbed between the circles and skated the other way. Polanyi coughs it up. North American now going to make a switch, and now will make another change. 10:20 to go. Period number 1 in a 1-1 hockey game. Coogan Sprocket with a goal from Mount, and then we had Abby Richardson score on the North American side. 4:11 and 7:06, and Richardson was a pretty goal. Had a lot of space coming down the left wing side. Instead of doing anything too simplistic, she decided to take some elevation and try to tuck it under the bar. So play frozen up, 9:58 to go. Going to get an offensive zone face-off here for North American Hockey Academy. From our angle up here, it almost looks as if Allison Blanchard's net's off behind her, but it doesn't appear to be because the official standing right there would have blown the play dead. Blanchard sliding over and knocks that one out of there. Mount's desperately trying with some of the stretch passes to get something going. It's always tough to play so early in the morning, a little bit tough to get yourself going. Height at the blue line. Just careful to watch the line. Tapped at, and now they try that pass and bounced away from Taylor. Taylor's a dangerous threat in front of the net, and you never want to feed her. Taylor cuts and darts and not going to have the shot. Height from the point and won't go. Blanchard's made all the saves that she's needed to so far. Yes, that'll get out of play. So 9 minutes to go, period number 1, 1-1 score. For Mount Academy's weekend, they beat Washington 3-0 Friday, lost to Northwood 6-2 yesterday morning, and then beat the Junior Flyers 7-4 last night, all the way behind the goal line. Kind of a late contest, get done about 9 o'clock, and then turn around and get back out here this morning. Lobiser backing it up. Tegan Flood lost possession. Lobiser, quick jab on that. Murphy, a little side. Clips Tegan Flood's tape and won't be an icing. That one's tracked down in the far corner. Lobiser throwing a little hit towards center. There's some room. Toss, couldn't steer it in. Murphy inside the zone, tries that driller. Hits off the top of the half wall, out to Tegan Flood, standing at center ice. Loiter will break over the blue line. Up that far wall. Again, Mount trying to hit that reset button. Kneeling, forced right in deep. Mount quick working, but picked in neutral. Nealon's really been good with that sit. She's heading to RPI after her junior and high school days are done. That's flipped in the high slot. back of the right circle, blocked on the way through, hits the boards. McKinnon hits the reset button. She'll reload, getting over the line. McKinnon the blast, and there's a stop. Evelyn Brown in the North American net, showing the authority. So 1-1's your score, 7:03 to go, period number 1, a U19 battle. Mount Academy. And North American Hockey Academy. All the way to the right of the cage. McKinnon. Backhanded. At the line, comes over center. Mailing slings it up. North American seems like a couple of jersey changes here this morning. Herring. Neal put it over cross ice on a tee. Now Mount will get off for a change. 6:25 to go. Left wing side, beyond the circle. That's blocked and no backhand chance. Mandeville was trying to crash the net. Mandeville's heading to Merrimack after her days are done. If you're looking at a player on the ice, make sure you try to get them fast because these JWHL players are a hot commodity on the market. All of them are very skilled, very elite players and will do so much for college programs. Reynolds make a switch. Murphy on her heels. 5:40 to go. Into the zone. Played in that front. And Blanchard steered it away. Blanchard whipping it to the far side. Tegan Flood settles it down. Cross center. Murphy able to pick up. Miller, a deep shovel up ice. Wolgesser into the zone. Back of the right side circle. Cuts to the net. Oh, Blanchard. At 5-hole. Flood tries again and put too much zip. Williams backhanded out across the center stripe. And back to go get goes Ella Mealing, left side. She's crunched to the boards. Force fed up top. It's a hop around off the boards at the blue line. Tegan Flood gonna cough it up. Hits the boards. Now Lefebvre taking a hop in defensive. Broughton gonna elevate it out of play. 4:19 to go. Grave will take this face off. A little slice and dice action. High slot. Mount was trying to crash the net. Instead, Mealing, a little slow drubber. Right by her, back behind the goal line. A little circle in action. Broughton couldn't walk the line. Center plate ahead. Past Grieve. Coogan Schmackett going to skate up on the forecheck. Scored that first goal earlier for Mount. Grieve centered in too much. Trying to find Pepe. This line accounted for 4 goals last night. Rides the rails all the way to the near side corner. Coogan Schmackett shooting it behind her. Now bashed off the boards. This one gets fanned on, and now Coogan Schmackett's going to have some room to move. Up the left wing side, through the circle, and put away from her. It's stolen aside. So long whipper up ice. And Bloom ices it. So, going to be a Mount offensive zone face-off. 2:59 to go, period number 1 here on a Sunday morning from Canton, Massachusetts. Kick save. Evelyn Brown hasn't seen too many here in this first period. Trying to nudge that to the net front. And now the pads. Here's a chance again. Poach free, and Brown continuing to get denied. Rushing up ice, they'll cross the red line. Shergowitz will feed the pass. Taylor off the shoulder. Blanchard playing out of her mind here in this first period. Herod crossing blue through the circle. North American resetting. Here they come. Taylor over center, cuts up the gut. Takes a couple of hops, the backhander. And no chance. Murphy on goal. Left pad. Now up, that'll hit the glass. Turned on around, the slow roller. Richardson coming to the goal, the forehand, and got stuffed. 100 seconds left in period 1. Richardson uses the body, pulls that free. On net, that one thrown for. Try again is Blanchard diving all around in that blue paint. Making sure she's got good reads. Taylor in her own zone. Mount's going to make a change. Hits his tick. And so they were careful to avoid the icing. Mount's been really good at winning quick face-offs and getting shots. Williamson will dance in. And Evelyn Brown going to cover up with 1 and change left on the board. So after talking about not wanting to give up an offensive zone face-off, now we're going to have one. Two-on-one coming into the zone if they hurry. Quick hustle, slid to the front, and Lobiser unable to finish. Lobiser getting a little help there in the corner. Again, 2 to a side, seen a lot of yo-yo battles. Squeaks loose. Flood was trying to track that down. Bash right back in behind the goal line. Walking the blue line, McNeil throws it down the ice. And that's an icing. 22 seconds. So offensive zone here for North American. Neeling cutting right. Gonna hit a leg on the way. Neeling fanning at that. On the horse, galloping. Graves tried to track that. We will get a penalty call coming up in the corner. So Mount will be shorthanded for the first time today. So actually we're going to have Mealing go for interference. And we're going to have Addison Grave on the side of Mount go for a slash. So we're going to stay even on the ice. So indeed going to be 5-on-5. And so those 2 will be freed from the box at 18:03 of period 2. And speaking of period 2, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a minute break, and then we'll be right back. Again, 1-1 your score after 1 here in Canton, Mass. Back at it for period number 2 here at JWHL Canton Weekend. Really appreciate all your support, watching in all weekend long. Make sure you drop us a like and a subscribe, because all JWHL games for the rest of today, the rest of the season, and future years going to be found right here. And you can catch a lot of the past action too. So a lot of great athletes on this ice. Make sure you support them. Richardson pass across center. And going down with Chance able to spring up. North Americans working left to right here in period 2, and Mount's traveling from right to left. Speaking of Mount, it's Big Fee putting it off the far wall all the way down in behind the end line. Mount makes their first change at period 2, 45 seconds in. Richardson going to gallop into the zone beyond the left side circle all the way across. Saving the space. Taylor drifts and thrown up and out of play. So 18:57 to go, period number 2. An offensive zone face-off here for North American Hockey Academy. This one going to be one back and whipped off the pads. Laid out to center, back and forth. Miller coming ahead. Hits the wall and gets tracked down in the corner. Up top, takes a hop. Globuser to the high slot, on goal. In front, that comes loose. Broughton, gonna be wide. Up ice, Miller stands at the blue line. Penny gave it away as Globuser circles. That'll clip a twig. Tegan Flood bounced past her. Miller gonna hold up. That'll hit a stick. Tegan Flood again, all the way down. Standing at the blue line. Liney gonna hold on. Drifted shot, Gruber. Shakes the glass. Nailing Gray should be freed at this next whistle. And there it is. So an icing. And both teams going to have their full bench back now. So face off to the offensive zone here for North American Hockey Academy. Turned up the boards and trying to clear neutral. Dugal puts it off the boards. Fed to the far side. Is brought over center. Evelyn Brown going to watch as Mount able to make another change as a result of this. Polani jockeys to the wall. Hits Bloom with a pass. Brought over the line and now coming ahead. Pepe. Not going to chase that down. Put off the boards. Pepe trying to come on goal. Kicks it that one. Freed up and nothing doing there. Taylor wrapped around. Bloom has a hard time getting it out. Finally sliced out towards center. And with a chance, putting it into Mount territory. Taylor rushes up on the forecheck. Mandeville ties her up. Pepe gets a little help. Murphy a shot and knocks off the shoulder. Brought out of the zone across center. Rides the end wall. Murphy going to grab this. Richardson out to the blue line. Now elevated to the corner. Meelan picks up some speed. Get across the blue line. Gets over center. Trying to hit Richardson with a pass and icing waved off. Mealing up the gut. And stolen aside. Here's a chance to the net. Oh, off the pipe. Avery McPhee was hoping she could give her squad the lead back. Instead, here comes North American with a quick giddy up. LaChance. A turnover-heavy game so far on both accounts. A lot of errant passes, too many bouncing pucks. Definitely some stuff to clean up here for the last 35 minutes or so of this one. We're down to 14:55 to go, period number 2. Gruber circles back. Now Miller coming up over center. Into the zone, crossing blue. Richardson on the drop pass, hits Gruber in the net, and couldn't be buried. And offside. So Murphy had to track that one out of the zone. And so now we'll have a neutral zone face-off coming up. 14:39 to go. This one put across center. Looking net front. Across the line, trying to bring it ahead. Toss, look for the center off the shoulder. They keep on trying despite everything. Murphy will chase this one back in her own zone. To the right of the goal. Puts it to the left side, off the boards. Tegan Flood breaking over the blue line. Back side, left wing circle, drifting, shooting wide. Rise the wall, and now they'll try to clear. That one takes a couple of hops. Off the boards, Richardson trying to settle that down. Blanchard to the middle. That'll take a hop between the circles. Now tracked down. Johnson out at the point. Wheels to the high slot and blocked on the way through. Again, 1-1 is your score if you miss the opening period. Got to go 4-11 in from Coogan Schmockett on the Mount side. And then North American getting the game tire. It's about 3 minutes later. Abby Richardson at the 7:06 mark. It will notch us to a 1-1 score. And we've been goalless since. Richardson's was a beauty. Just cut down that left wing wall, drove the net, and went to the forehand. Tuck one in under the bar. Grieve trying to play out of the zone. Off the wall, Pepe. Now here's a break to the goal. The backhand move and over the net. Evelyn Brown didn't even have to make a save. Pepe going to lose the possession. Here comes Richardson breaking over the line. Gets tied up. Put through the crease. Hops off the twine, and that'll chink the post. Gruber, side. Now to the net, and hits the pads. Quinn Taylor holding the line towards the net and wide. Henderson, quick cut and taken off her tape. Side passing game, and now Pepe chinks her coming down the ice. Sliced aside. Pepe again will hold behind the goal line. Looks up top and put on her backhand and squeaks past center all the way down. Mount will make a change, period 2. They always talk about it being the period of the long change because you're benched a little bit further to get to. McNeil over center, lost it in. 11-11 we're on the board, so make sure you make a wish. Making wishes is always fun. And especially when you're making your wish list this time of year, because Christmas is coming up this week. Hope you've been good this year. Have a slash penalty coming up in the corner, and that's not good. That's the kind of thing that'll bring you cold. Hope I've been a good enough boy this year. Lots of presents. Lots and lots of presents. Always nice when Santa's good to you, and I hope Santa's good to all you watching in this morning. So, Mealing will sit. And got a power play for Mount on the slash. So, second time we've seen Mealing in the box already. Inside the zone. Canton was trying to drive the goal. Here comes North American. Richardson on the stretch pass. Short-handed chance. Comes to the low slot and couldn't get a shot up. Kind of took a bad angle, and also Mount, no stranger to drop it back there and clogging up some lanes. McKinnon coming up ice. Neal tracks that back to the boards. McKinnon holds down. Alani right back in. Neal gets over the blue line. Inside the zone. McDougal wheels on back. Through the circle, stretch to the boards. Cougar spot it, that'll clip her twig. Settled around the center stripe. Chappelle plays it in deep. 30 seconds left on the power play. Mealing's ready to get out after her slash. Broken back up the boards into the net. Evelyn Brown made a stop. Rise the boards. Pepe trying to jab on goal. Mealing's going to be freed, and so we're back to 5-on-5. North American with a massive kill. Pepe behind the goal line, surveying the scene. Up top, and now trickles free. Pepe again blocked. Drag into the net, the pad save. Pepe tries and score! Reese Baker net front puts it in, and the 2-1 Mount score. The critical feed from the left side of the net to find Baker there in a good position, get a shot off. Forced right back in deep by Reese Baker. Hits the glass, takes a skip. Coogan smock it, and now Blanchard to her left. On 8 minutes to go here, period number 2. After the second period, we're going to take our lone intermission of the contest. It'll be about 12 minutes or so. Just get a quick ice cut, then give these teams a chance to take a breather, and then we'll play the third, which will be 20 minutes, just as the first and second were. Flood able to navigate that one. Breaks through a sea of black, kind of cut, and couldn't do it a second time. Cross in blue, now going to fly over center, breaking in offensive territory. High slot, poked aside. Fabre left. Now the chance. And going to be frozen up. So face off to the offensive zone. Fee able to hold the line. On net, and Brown a glove save. So on face off, right side of the goal. That one gets tracked down. McNeil trying to hold the edge. Johnson gets over blue and now going to cross center. Lost that. Bloom playing it forward. Down to 6:30 left to go here in period number 2. McNeil breaks over the blue line. Backhanded it in deep. Height played to neutral. Little bumper off the board, settled down. Height cuts ahead, Bloom settles. Breaking over center, and a weak dribbler. Definitely don't want to hit those between second and third base because you'll be a sure out at first. Then again, nothing's for sure because saw it last night, a little bit of magic. Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, and Chicago only had a 2% chance to win that game and somehow managed to get the job done. Obviously, not the same sport. Talking baseball, football, and now hockey, but you get my point. Richardson takes a skip off the ice. Can't connect with Pepe there. Height pulls that one in and goes side to side. Kneeling. Now here's the quick ups. LaChance on the boards. Taylor through the circle. Up off the shoulder, freed in front. Greve crossing the center stripe. Richardson into the zone. Steered away with the stick. Played up ice it again. Blanchard hauls it in. 4:40 to go. Blanchard kicks for that. Taylor dragging. Nudge to center. Lefebvre off the boards. Now tracked in. Into the zone. This one's settled down. Tegan Flood. Over the blue line. Crossing center. Played past Morden. Couple of bounces in front. And what a stop there from Blanchard. Lays out and able to haul that in. So Blanchard has just been phenomenal to start this one. Want to be grabbed onto along the boards and thrust in. Played up across the center stripe, and that goes for an icing. 3:22 to go here, period number 2. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off coming up here for North American Hockey Academy. One is now to track this. Neo playing up through the gut. And what off the save. Taylor coming up the right wing wall. Looking on goal. Comes free. Richardson played right side. Now on net off the shoulder. Blanchard tiptoed. So Blanchard's been playing well, but North American Hockey Academy gets on a bounce. Elizabeth LeChance will be the goal scorer. Time 17:08. Face-off will be back at center ice. Mailing played to her left side. All the way down behind the goal line. 2:40 left to go here, period number 2. Richardson able to get that loose. Taylor up front. She ripped it off the pipe. Taylor left behind the goal line. Now a chance fed over. Here's a chance off the shoulder. And there was no pun intended there, just to be clear. 2 and change to go, period 2. 2's on the board. Mountain, North American, tied. Taylor and Malin and Blanchard freezing the puck up with 2:06 left to go. So both teams going to make some switches now. Draw will come right side of Blanchard. Dumped down in behind the goal line. Gonna get a hooking call. Gotta be a hooking call. Chipped out at the blue line. Taylor over the blue line again through the circle. Trying to crank it around the net. Richardson. Taylor holds on, minute and 15 to go. Taylor high slot, gonna drag and shoot into the net. It's a power play goal. Can see exactly why Quinn Taylor isn't much the best of the best and heading to Boston U. So let's see, 18:53. And that's some really quick math here for me. Goals will be a minute and 45 apart. To not only tie the game, but now take the lead for North American. Taylor tried again. If they can hold down off the scoreboard for these last 55 seconds or so, they're going to take all the momentum in the world to the third period after the break. Taylor coming to the net, breaks it, backhand, score! Quinn Taylor, 2 goals in less than a minute's time. .21 seconds apart. Quinn Taylor makes it 4-2. She's putting her squad on the back this morning. She's got 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist. Hanging in the high slot. McNeil, wide right. So after Mount really controlled this game early, now North American turning it on. Our corner is trying to find something. And a chance there. And what a stop. So Brown able to come up big. Face off to Brown's left with 23.5 seconds. Comes over the net and almost settled on the back of the twine. Tracked down along the boards. 9 seconds. Flood with a quick stick jab. Gordon, fans are getting this one across. Second to wind down, and that is indeed going to do it, folks. We're tied 1-1 after one. Coogan Smockett for Mount, and then Richardson for North American. But the North American, after that goal from Baker, scores the last 3 of period 2. And Quinn Taylor has not only what would be the game-winning goal, but the insurance goal as well. And it's 4-2 North American. We'll head for a break and then the third here on JWHL YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Back inside Canton Icehouse's red rink. Got a battle going on, 19U bracket, North American Hockey Academy and Mount Academy. Glad you're with us here on YouTube. Been a really good time so far, call it that, but glad to be back with it for the final period. And of course, gonna have 2 more games over here today. Got a 19U and a 16U. Oh man, North American striking early and often. That one slid into the net. LaChance, 27 seconds into period 3, gets it done. So she's got 2, Taylor's got 2, and Richardson has the other for this group out of Braintree. Off the boards. That gets frozen up. Mount's traveling from left to right for this third. North American right to left. One back behind the goal line, trying to crank it up top. McNeil's position there in front of the blue paint. Hustled out the other way and one-handed towards the center stripe. Got picked by McNeil as again North American circles. Flood gets over the blue line. Darts towards the goal and can't bury. We do have a penalty call coming up there in the corner. So we'll see what the call is going to be. Going to be a hook. And it'll be on Olivia Bowie. So North American to the power play. And already a 3-goal advantage. Lobiser trying to get on top of that puck in the corner. Shoots it back out to the point. Mealing will drift left. Watch the blue line. Lobiser be on the right circle. On net. Blocked in. Score on the rebound. That's Richardson completing the now 3-player, 2-goal effort. Second power play goal of the game for North American Hockey Academy as well. And they just keep rolling. So 4-goal lead at 6-2. Face-off will be back at center. And now if you're North American Hockey Academy, you try to get one more and make it a running clock. Came out of play. North American coaching staff over there saying something to their bench. Got a neutral zone face-off. Hell on one and now put in around the net. Minute and 30 already off the board here. Bat foul in the intermission. Went pretty quick. Into the zone. Tied up. Now behind the net and brought out through center. Murphy, side game. Louder, taken into the glass. Comes free, she gets crunched up. Penalty still up there on the board, but we are at 5-on-5. As you can see that scoreboard, and you're wondering what that's about. Kit save. Scoop behind the net, and here's the rush by North American. Cutting over blue, going to get over center. Knife down to the corner. On a 17:25 to go, period number 3. Miller keeps her footing. Murphy. Now on goal, the backhand, and can't deliver. Miller tracks that down. Tussle on the boards. Finally comes free between the circles. Murphy knifed up top and won't have a shot. On goal, Tegan Flood can't deliver. Left side, it'll come out towards blue. Takes a hop up the gut, and here they come onside. Grave gets blocked. Grave tries along the near half wall. Murphy kicks for that as it'll squeak behind the goal line. McKinnon, it blew. Lobiser knocks it aside, and now she'll race after it. Hey, Dougal behind the goal line. Off the boards, gets through neutral all the way down. And that's an icing. 15:47 to go. So offensive zone coming up here for North American. Oh, we'll move it back the other way, excuse me. Getting a penalty against Lobiser. Going to be an interference minor, so. Mount hits the power play with 15:47 to go in a 6-2 game. McKinnon walking the line. Tossed on over. Now Harry chasing that. At the point, backhand. It's going to get away from Harry. Down deep. Well, turnaround action up top. Now Broughton pumped off the wall. One stripped aside. Now force fed. Got blocked. Richardson shuffled over center all the way down. Minute 15 left on the Lobiser minor. McNeil fanning at this. Backhanded. On net, that got blocked. Over the blue line, quick cut to the middle. Over the red line, now over blue. Penny high slot, ripped wide left. That gets frozen. And with 14:37 to go, Mount will be back down here in offensive territory. Taylor off the top of the half wall. Murphy tracked down. Trying to swallow that one up. Pepe able to get there. Penny bashing it forward. Evelyn Brown going to freeze it. So Brown wants to make sure she doesn't give up an opportunity. Face-off will be to her left. Slid towards center. That one will come into the zone. Penalty has expired. Lobiser's out of the box. We're back at 5-on-5. Bash can't clear the zone without one. Evelyn Brown's trying to freeze the play. Didn't know where the puck had went. Steered to the wall, North American Hockey Academy. Here comes the quick hustle. Murphy over center. Down the wall, sharp angle, hit the post. Bloom trying to send it D to D. Snarled in off the boards. Gruber got the breakout and now Loiter. Mount with that jab, got it over Bloom's tape. Blanchard holds on at center, slinging it in deep. No icing's going to come. Officials been very lenient all weekend about the icing calls. Blanchard hops into the pile, fighting for this one behind the net. And now here comes the rush. Breaking over Blue, going to get over center. Bloom drags and into the glove. 12:20 to go, period number 3. Face off left side Blanchard. Dropped off Mandeville. That one snapped through. Pops off the boards over there. A little fight on the wall. In the corner, that one tugged at. Inside the zone, backhand. Coming on goal and can't free that. Lobiser again tries through neutral. Dougal trying to track that, throws the body along the glass. Trying to squeak the stick in there is Tegan Flood. Bashed off the boards, coming to center. Mailing over center. It's the boards, holding on at Blue. Up top, that gets blocked. McNeil over the blue line, dumped off. Now the shot. Broken on out, here they come 2-on-1, and there's a hit from behind. Going to be a cross-check call coming up. Lobiser on the right circle. Drop feed and dancing up. Abby Richardson tried a shot. Down to 1:08 to go on the Herrig Minor. That's set up at the top of the box. 9 minutes to go here, period 3, and a 6-2 score. Here comes Taylor, left wing side. Beyond the circle, coming to the net. So play gets frozen. Herrig going to walk out of the box. 40 seconds on the clock, and with a goal getting scored. Now a 7-2 score. Should be running clock. So time of the goal was 11:12. So yes, indeed, running clock and a 7-2 score. Wants across the center stripe. Trying to break in. Johnson lost that puck. Johnson behind the goal line, lost the edge here. And Blanchard frozen up. And we got a late trip there. Bloom getting back to her feet. Looks like we're not going to have a penalty out of the ordeal. Coming over and saying something to the Mount bench. Clock still running as we're down to about 8 left to play. North American's going to make some changes. So a long discussion still ongoing. Mandeville, Flood, Murphy trying to get everybody riled up. Looks like we are getting a penalty call coming up. Bowie will sit in the box. It'll be for a trip. So North Americans on the power play trying to add some more offense. Murphy shipped to her left side. Back to the left wing, ripped wide. Mandeville looks around. Ripped and hits the shoulder out of play. So they'll quickly hustle up and they can get another face-off done fast. That one's one. Murphy walking the line. He tried to find something there on goal. Mandeville cutting left. Put on a swivel. Minute to go on their power play into the corner. Well, one-on-one battle. And there's it from Mandeville. Mount was calling for the penalty. Not going to get it. Flood breaks over center, flying into the zone. Flood dancing, trying to put one through on net and score. Danica Morton. Time's going to be 13:54, and it's another power play goal. So after 2 of the first 3 scored by Mount Academy, North American has really broken this game wide open in every way. 3 power play goals in this one by 3 different goal scorers. Taylor first. Excuse me. Couldn't get to the mute button quick enough there. Taylor, then Richardson, and then Morton. Trying to take up the wall, McNeil. Spinorama off the boards, left in deep. 5:15 left in regulation. Got another game coming up shortly on this rink. Matchup's going to be Junior Flyers in Stansted. So, should be a good one. Miller, back of the right wing circle. Buries it. That's Miller. So if you're Stansted, you can't get out of here fast enough now with how this one's unraveled. Now 5 third-period goals from North American Hockey Academy, and they are going to make a goalie change. After the way this game started for Blanchard and net, definitely wouldn't have expected this. She was remarkable for the first period and a half. But now the swap in goal, Petra Gulsai, who we saw last night. 4-10. Richardson holds on in neutral. Waiting at center. Baker Watson's behind her. McKinnon. That comes off the pads. Couple of stick jabs here. Holding on the Curry logo. Broughton yo-yos herself to the far wall. Now played aside. Richardson trying to get the stick in there. Blanchard forced in deep on the goal line. 3:35 left. 9-2 is your score in favor of North American here over Stansted College on the final day of JWHL Canton. Tracked all the way down behind the goal line. Taylor the backhand. Went through the slot. Taylor left side corner trying to play it up top, and that gets frozen by Gulsai. So both these two teams will do some swaps, and we'll be under 3 minutes left to go when we get this face-off. Borden desperately try to free that one up. Stansted, though, behind the net, looks around. Polani turned off the boards. She had a pretty good night yesterday with a pair of goals. Into the zone, that hits the pads. Lobiser cut up over the blue line, gonna break over center, into the zone, snap shot wide. Drilled up in the air, and gonna ride out of play. So down to about 2 minutes now to go. Face off will be to the right side of the net. Ouch into post. Pops out off the wall. Squirts in behind the goal line. Mealing dodging. Should get over blue. Gonna cross center with that. Up towards the net. Now going to be picked between the circles. Mealing again up top. Forced off the boards. 90 seconds left in regulation and a 9-2 score. Johnson trying to slice that away. It'll chink a leg. Louder is this one about at center ice. Up that'll again take a hop. And glove down. Taking up the wall, and now the chance. Crossing center, here's Quinn Taylor breaking on goal to the net, up, and gets waved off, drilled in. Hops back down, and Elizabeth LaChance able to send it home. So that should wind us down here. Time of the goal thrown in is 1940. So LaChance complete the hat trick, and that is indeed going to do it. North American cracks double figures, and 10-2 will be your final. So a lot to talk about for Mount before they head to the next JWHL weekend, but North American, very solid weekend, 3 victories and a tie. And so they'll come out of here very happy from Canton. Got another matchup straight ahead. Junior Flyers in Mount Academy. Or Junior Flyers in Stansted College, excuse me, coming up next. This was Mount Academy. You know how it goes. Long weekend and everything gets confused. But again, your 10-2 final, North American winners. We'll see you back to the next one here shortly on JWHL YouTube.